Hey guys, this is Mrs. Cutting, and today I'm going to make a set of notes on percents with you. So you just need a regular blank piece of paper, and the first thing you need to do is to fold it into thirds. So I like to kind of line it up a little bit before I crease. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we would like them to be close to the same size. So now I have three pieces, or three sections, I mean. So I'm going to start on the back, and pause me as you need to be able to keep up with my pace. So on the back, we need to write that this is percents. You're going to write your name. And every percent, every one of these percent problems has a part out of a whole and a percent out of 100. So those are the four pieces of every problem that we're going to need. So for example, the problem we're going to be dealing with, the part is 9, the whole is 20, and that is equivalent to 45 out of 100. So now flip over, and we're going to start in our first section. And there's three different things that could be missing. So in any percent problem, we are either looking for the part, the whole, or what percent it is. So the first one is problems where it asks us to find the part. So an example of this would be, what is 45% of 20? So in this question, we have a part, a whole, a percent out of 100. 45%, that's my percent. So I'm going to underline that and label that that's my percent. Of 20. This of sometimes is a keyword that gives us a hint that it's talking about the whole. So I am going to give that a squiggly underline and label that that's the whole slash 100%, because the whole is always going to be our 100%. So then the what is, the part we're missing is the part. We want to know what number is 45% of 20, so I'm going to give that an underline. Okay. Oh, and I have to label that that's the part. So we're going to make a table. And this table is actually, I'm going to label it backwards of what we did yesterday, but it doesn't really matter. I just think it makes a little bit more sense to have the number on the left side and the percent on the right side. Okay, so number and percent. So I have my percent, but I don't know what number it is. So I don't know my part that goes with 45%. But I do know that 20 is my whole, so it's my 100%. So 20 is my number that goes with 100%. And then the other piece that I know is 45%. So I'm going to put it on the percent side. I'm leaving a space because in between I'm going to find 1. And this part, this number that goes with 45%, that's what I'm missing. So I just put a box there to help me remember that's what I'm actually looking for. So here, I'm going to fill in a 1. So I'm going to go divide by 100, divide by 100, normal table business. 20 divided by 100 is 0.20. And then I need to do times 45. which gives us 9. So the answer to what is 45% of 20 is 9. 9 is 45% of 20. Okay, so then the next thing that might be missing would be the percent. Find the percent. So an example of this question would be, what percent of 20 is 9? What percent? There is no number with that, so I know immediately that I'm missing my percent. So I'm going to underline that, label that that's my percent. Of 20. Of is telling me that this is my whole, which is also my 100%. So 20 is my number that lines up with 100% in my table. And then is 9, that's telling me that that's my part. So what percent of the whole 20 is the part 9? So I'm going to underline that and label that that's my part. So then I make my table. Number and percent. And I have to look at what I'm missing and what I know. I don't know the percent that goes with 9. See how I put my part and my percent both as just an underline, and then my whole and my 100 should have a squiggly, those two go together in the table. So I know that 20 is 100%. I don't know what percent goes with 9, so I'm going to put 9 in here in my table, and the percent is what I'm trying to find. So in the middle, I'm going to find 1. So normal table business divided by 20, which is 5, and then times 9 is 45. So this is saying that 45% of the whole 20 is 9. So then the last thing we might be asked for is to find the whole. So an example of this is 9 is 45% of what number? So 9 is my part. 45 is my percent, and it matches in my table. It goes alongside of the 9. And then it says of what number. So I'm missing what number is the whole. So this is my whole slash 100%. So I'm going to make my table. I have a number and a percent. This time I know that 9 goes with 45%. I don't know what number goes with 100%. So I'm going to start by filling in my 9 and my 45%. I don't know the number, but I know that whatever this mystery number is will be out of 100%. So I'm going to fill in my 1 and do some normal table business, divide by 45, which gives me 0.2, and then times 100, which is 20. This doesn't always work, so I don't want to say for sure every single time these words will be used. But of, a lot of the time, gives us a hint that the whole is coming. And is, a lot of the time, gives us a hint about the part. This isn't for sure. This isn't every time. Not every single question will be worded that way. But what percent of 20 was telling us that 20 was our whole is 9 was telling us that 9 is our part. So write that down just so you have it, but it's not necessarily going to be all the time. But figuring out what's your part, what's your whole, and what's your percent, once you have that, you can fill it into a table, and then we know how to do tables. All right, that is it.